Hello everybody. This is a quick overview video for the Valuenetics appraiser platform. All right, so once we get logged in, we're going to be looking at the dashboard, which tells us how many open orders we have, overdue, revenue this month, pending payments. You guys can see here, apparently we got a lot of overdue orders. This appraiser probably needs to be fired. I'm just kidding. This is demo data, guys, so bear with us. When we do other videos to show specific portions of the reports and everything, we will use not actual data, but better data. Okay, so up here on the orders tab, we're going to click in here, and these are all the orders you have based on what the what type of filters you have. So if you only want to see accepted jobs, you have 5 accepted. If you want to see any bids, oh, we don't have any bids out right now or any inspections scheduled. You've got 9 of those. And then here's your urgency and timing, due dates, or due today, due tomorrow, appointment today, appointment tomorrow, overdue, 0. You can leave your revisions open if you have any revision requests. Anything that you have on hold, you can leave those. Anyhow, you kind of get the drift here. This is where you create a new appraisal, so you can come in and create an address. Whoop, yeah, it just kind of gives you what you got here. It basically uses Google to help with addresses and things. Well, yeah, you can see puts in the data there. Client, you can put your client in. Here's where you can add a client if it's not already in there. All this information, select an appraiser. Anything with an asterisk has to be filled in. If you have multiple offices, you can put them in here. Inspection date, report fees, tech fees, fee splits. So like if you have a trainee or whatever and you're splitting the fee, you can put that there. Due dates, due date time. If there's some guys want it in the middle of the day, 5 p.m., 7 p.m., midnight, whatever, you can put that in here. Select your status. If you don't select anything here, it goes straight to bid, and then you click create. Okay, you can also filter right here, search by an actual address, and it's going to filter by what you have selected here. So if you're looking for completed orders or anything that maybe possibly got canceled, you need to make sure we're looking at that. Next tab we're going to look at is our analytics. This will tell you kind of your overall analysis on your appraisal firm. If it's just you, obviously it'll be just you. If you are an actual appraisal firm with more than one appraiser, the admin of the account will have access to all the appraiser performance, financials, and all that. If you're just an appraiser, or if you're an appraiser for a large appraisal firm, it's just going to show you your data, not everybody else's, obviously, for privacy stuff. So you can see all your appraisers' performances here, average turn time, current workload, late reports, etc. This is going to give you all your client monthly order volume, orders by property type, client revenue concentration, shows you how much of each. The next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at our calendar. Let's go back to March here, and then yeah, once again, it's only going to show you what you have in here. So um, if you've got any revisions, it'll pull up here. If you have anything on hold or anything canceled, it'll be there. You can click out of those and just show what's been completed or leave them all open. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the map. And we did this earlier, but I just selected 3 comps for a job, or not. I'm sorry, not 3 comps. I selected 3 jobs that I want to appraise on, let's say, the 9th. So you do that. You can optimize it to make it fast. You can have your starting point as your first stop, which would be this address, or you can start it from there. If you're, let's say, that's your house or your office. And you can do that. If you want to change the order up, like I said, you just simply do that, and It'll update you, and then you save it. Since we already have one, I'm going to go ahead and overwrite, and there it is. So then we go, if you go back to your calendar, you can see this this little car here. You can view the saved route. There it is. If you're in your car and you're on the app that we have, you select Maps, and it'll open it up in Google Maps. Then all you have to do is open your, plug in your phone to your car if you've got like Apple CarPlay or whatever, and then hit start, and your route's already planned and everything. So uh, let me exit out of this and get back here. Okay. After that, we have the forum. This is where you guys can go ahead and request new features, tell us about any bugs that you have. Um, if you want to add features and it gets a lot of votes, then more than likely we'll implement those new features. So you guys kind of have a say in what gets built on the platform and what doesn't. Any type of changes you'd like to see or whatever. That's all going to be here in the forum. Once again, be respectful, guys. No spam or anything like that. No profanity. We want to keep it constructive, okay? Then you have your settings. This is where you can map your CSVs. Like I said, we're going to go through each one of these sections in more detail just to show you exactly how to do it. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. But like, yeah, let's say you want to upload your logo for your branding. That way your logo shows up on your reports. You can. Anyhow, and then all the other settings. You can change the appearance if you'd rather have, you know, a more classic look. Um, yeah. So let's dig into a appraisal here. I don't know. Let's look at this one. This has all. This is where you put your effective date. So if you have a retrospective appraisal, you need to put that here because your analysis as far as your market data is going to look for that. This is where you can select which type of report you have. Your work files, if you drop your contract, your engagement letter, your county appraisal district information, zoning maps, plat maps, and then we click the autofill here, it's going to read all that data you have. And then it's also going to go to a third-party source and grab some additional data. It's going to populate all this area here with everything that it can. And then, yeah, and that way you don't have to sit there and do secretarial work. I mean, you're an appraiser. We want you valuing the property. You don't need to worry about copying and pasting a APN number or a legal description. We don't. I mean, we get paid for that, but that's not what our main job is. I think our main job is all about valuation. So when you click start, it will probably bring you to the farm list page here. This is all the comps that you have uploaded. I've selected a few just for analysis. These are the ones, quote unquote, we're going to put in the report. Now, how do we get our adjustments? Well, we've got various tools here. We've got regression analysis, and it's telling you, you've got a moderate correlation here, so we can view the technical details if you want. You've got a 33.6% gives you your equation, your 95% confidence intervals, and how many data points you've used. So, and then you can also manually input, you know, based on, once again, you're the appraiser. You have the knowledge of these subdivisions. These are just stats. We've got a heat map we can look at. Any paired sales that we're looking for. So I guess right here we're looking at pools, and we can just go through and look at that. Like I said, we're going to go into more detail. This will give you stats by subdivision or builder if it's a new home and you're trying to compare builders, elementary schools, middle school, high school, all the way down. A lot of times when you pull these in, you notice here you have Barron's Ranch and then Barron's Ranch. It's the same thing. So you can manage your groups and you can say, well, I know this subdivision. All these are basically the same. They're different sections, but basically built within the same area, the same price range, the same time frame. Those should all be combined into one. You can ask the AI to do it, and it'll look at these, it'll look at your prices, it'll perform an internet search just to make sure there's no outlier, subdivisions or whatever. Um, Anyhow, then you save your mappings, and it will combine everything. Once again, we'll go into further depth later. This is your amenities. If we click the scan button, it will go ahead and look at all your public and private remarks from your CSV that you've uploaded, and it'll pull out. A lot of times in the remarks, you'll see something like solar panels or pool or an ADU or outbuilding, things like that. Um, Basically, it just pulls all that data for you, and then obviously you can just go through and it'll give you the MLS number. You go check it, make sure it's actually there. Then we have our market analysis. This is where it kind of will show you, you know, whether your market's stable, decreasing, whatever. Um, so like for here, you have a 7.5, 12 month, 7.5 decreasing market, and it breaks it down by quarter. You can use comps only, or if you want to use the broad market, meaning all, and there's no market data uploaded in here. I just real quick did comps. If you want to use your close price or after you've made adjustments, and that way you get a true feeling of what the market's actually doing. A lot of times you'll see, especially like when builders build out sections or stuff, you'll have you know higher homes or different sections that sell in this area. Maybe the fourth quarter they're pushing 3,000 square foot homes, and in the third quarter or second quarter they were selling 2,000 square foot homes. So you're going to see a difference in price, but if you've already adjusted for GLA, you can just go through and click the adjusted price, and it'll do that. We don't have any adjustments in here really, so it's not going to do anything for us. This is our adjustment grid. It's kind of a side-by-side look of all the comps that you have here, or at least all your closed sales, all your active listings. This is everything together. And then these are, we call it the focus group, but it's the comps that you want to include in the report. You can do it card style, or if you like the grid style, you can do that. If you want a dark theme, you can have it dark or classic, whichever you guys prefer. Full screen, that way it makes it a little bit bigger, but this is kind of where it gives you all your data and stuff. Let's see, what's next? Reconciliation, okay. So these are all your comps that you've put in. It's going to reconcile it based on your gross percentages. Once again, it's just inversely gross weighting it, giving it primary, secondary, and additional supporting data. It's up to you to come up with a final reconciled reconciled value. When you generate reconciliation, it'll send it to the AI, grab all this, and give you a reconciliation verbiage. Once again, with any AI, you need to take a look and read it to make sure that data matches everything. Here's our sketch program where you can do the sketch either on your desktop or it is on the tablet. If you're a left-hander and you like having that over there, you can, or over here, um, your labels section. Um, yeah. What else? Any photos? So after you do the inspection, your photos will show up here. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it on. Oh, nope. Let's go ahead and look at the UAD 3.6 report. Um, Once again, when you autofill, everything in here will be filled out. Okay. Um, this Anything that the secretary can do, the AI will do for you. Okay, and all this stuff. And when you're out on the tablet doing your inspection, especially with 3.6, a lot of this stuff you're going to get out in the field, so you won't have to double entry. It'll just pull over. It'll pull from your tablet into here. Everything that, from your order, your engagement letter to, the contract, that'll go in here. So there's no double entry on this. Everything gets pulled over. Anyhow, these are all your sections. Uh, yeah, your preferences here. You've got a preferences tab that you can look at. We're adding the quick list item, so a lot of times we do have some boilerplate information or boilerplate data or text verbiage, whatever that we want to put in, that'll be in here, and it's based on, it's based on what section you're on, so it'll be there, and you can click to add. Um, anyhow, I'm trying to think, what else do we need to look at? I think that's it for now. We will go ahead and, like I said, do other videos of other different features as we go along and give you a little bit more in depth. I just wanted to show you an overview, and I know this video is already too long, but thanks for checking it out. Uh, you know, when you get on the website, go ahead and ask for early access. We're waiting on insurance right now, and as soon as that gets through, we will open it up free for a while we're working out kinks and bugs and things. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and if you have any questions, certainly let us know. Thanks.